This week on The Bachelor, I feel like production realized that they did a little too good of a job of finding normal girls because the drama on this episode was so stupid. Is this really the best we can do when there are 22 girls on this season and everyone's after this man? This is what we got? They're really trying to hype it. But you know what? We'll make do. I enjoyed all my little 2 hours of this episode, and we're going to get into this. Hi y'all, I'm Kaya Small. Welcome to my channel, and today we'll be talking about The Bachelor episode 2. If you didn't watch my prior video, it is linked up here. One thing I did not realize, so all the girls before they get chosen after the very first rose ceremony don't officially live in the house yet. Like that's literally their first time. So all the women that were kept last episode actually move into the house, and all of these girls are wearing what I call the Gen Z uniform with the straight leg jeans, a cropped white top. These jeans sent me on a mental spiral 2 years ago when I was told that I can no longer wear skinny jeans. And I tried on, I think, like 20 pairs of jeans at H&M to find the one pair of jeans that fit my body that were straight leg. They're 3 sizes bigger than I normally fit, and I was stressed out, but all these girls are wearing it. And like the thing is that's so weird about it is like the adoption of fashion, because the oldest girl here is 32, the youngest is 23, and they are all wearing the same jean, and it becomes like the only way that we're able to dress. And I think that's something we need to talk about more, how like there's a suitable, appropriate fashion that people are allowed to wear at a point. On this episode, there are going to be 2 group dates and then one-on-one date. The very first group date we have has 9 women, and it's like the stereotypical bachelor date where all the women have to wear wedding dresses and then compete for the attention of the bachelor. I think this date is so stupid. It bothers me so much. I feel like it's so misogynistic because it does not exist on The Bachelorette. And I just don't know what the purpose is. I think it's supposed to make the women visualize their marriage to Jesse and like really get in the mindset of what they want to be as a bride. I just don't know what purpose it serves them, because like they don't get adequate time with The Bachelor. They're doing like stupid challenges. There are 9 women who go on this date, and they're all immediately, once it's announced, sprinting across the mansion to go put on a wedding dress, so much so that one girl gets toppled over by one of the racks because she wants one of the dresses so bad. And I'm like, is it really that important? Is this really what we need to know? Is this really what Jesse needs to know? I don't know. It just bothers me that this is even a date. And once they get into the wedding, so normally the girls will just put on the dresses and interact with Jesse, but no, it is a mock wedding reception. And they play a game of musical chairs where all the women are walking around the long table that are at wedding receptions. So, and the idea is that the 2 women who sit next to Jesse get to interact with him the most. Evelyn literally flips her butt over the table to get that seat. Again, it impressed Jesse, but I'm just like, is this really that crucial? Is this really that crucial that you're causing bodily harm? It was great entertainment. They like played it back in slow-mo for us. It was a fun time, but I'm just like, is this really the way that you build relationships with someone? And that's why I call The Bachelor a reality dating show, okay? The Bachelor is a reality dating competition show, the same way that Love is Blind is a reality dating competition show, because you're putting people up against each other for the love of another person. Directly putting someone against another person to see how much they can prove that they actually love that person, or how likable they are, how attractive they are. We've had 2 girls who literally have injured themselves. Is that okay? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. One of the main things that the girls are looking to win on this portion of the date. So what The Bachelor usually does is there's a daytime and a nighttime portion of all of the group dates and one-on-one dates, or 2 of 1 if we're so lucky. So for this date, it is a romantic dance that all of the girls get to witness, where Jesse chooses one of the girls. And I think when this happens, Rachel realizes that she needs to step the F up, which she naturally does. Like, she's so smart because no other girl does this. Maybe they do and just editing gets edited out.
Fell for him because of his beautiful mind and his kind heart. And I knew at my wedding there'd be great food and beautiful guests. I didn't know all your exes would be joining us.
Rachel is chosen for the dance, and they look really cute together, and they're making on the dance floor, and all the girls are just watching. Could not be me. I could not handle this. One of the people who is not dealing well with this is Lauren, who's the sister of Allison. And at first, I just think she's being a little bit too dramatic about this. I'm like, okay, what's all the stress about? Turns out that she lost her father, so being in a wedding dress makes her realize that her dad won't be there with her when she actually gets married.
God, I'm gonna cry again. That's who walked you down the aisle. It's like, when you walk around alone.
He's been gone for 7 months, so this is a very fresh wound, and she didn't realize how much it was actually going to impact her. And one of the really nice moments that happened here is that we see Lauren and Maria interact, where Maria is very comforting, very gentle with her. And I'm like, are we losing one of our two big bad like villains of the season? Because like they seem very, very human in this moment, and I just can't see them re-upping their villain arc for either of them, because like they're both really real here, and it's really nice. But the problem here is though that Lauren spends the whole entire day portion of the day, and ultimately the night portion of the day as well, isolating herself from Joey, so much so that Joey has to be the one that pulls her aside, and then she is bawling. I don't think I've ever seen someone bawl this much. Her eyes, their snot, her whole face is wet. And I'm like, no one in production came up to her and gave her a napkin, a tissue, a towel, said, hey girl, do you want to fix yourself? No, they just let her be. And this is where Lauren does open up about her father. But I don't think this bodes well though that she couldn't interact with Jesse, because I feel like this is a really good moment to humanize herself, and she just dropped the ball here. Great moment, because I feel like Jesse's the kind of guy who really just wants to know who these women are, what makes them tick, who they are outside of their beauty, and what makes them who they are. We get to the night portion of the date where the girls have additional time spent with Joey, and the very first person that pulls them aside is our girl Maria, our top 4 pick, my top 4 pick. I would love to know what your guys' like top 4, if you're actually watching this season or not just watching this, but who you think are going to be his hometown picks. Mine are Maria, Kelsey, Rachel, and then Daisy. Those are the 4, I think, just without editing it, those are the 4 that like scream to me hometowns. But she gets to him and she's like, I don't really feel comfortable in this dress. Babes, like you're wearing a white, I have that exact dress, I'm pretty sure. It's a Free People dress. I have it in a blue jean, she has it in a white. It's comfortable. It's like an A-line dress. It can't be squeezing you that tight, but she basically is like, hold on a second, and comes back in a more clothed but skimpier outfit, because her whole midriff is showing versus her before, her whole chest was showing. I'm guessing that was more comfortable for her. She's like, you might not think it, but like this is more comfortable. The thing that gets me though is like he actually waited. I think they're probably at the mansion, so maybe it took her a whole 5 minutes, maybe 10 to go, come back. And he waited. He waited the whole time. He wasn't like, okay, well, I'm gonna talk to the other girls. I'll see you when you get back. No, he waited again. But when she came back, he was like, we should, you know, who are you as a person? Like, let's talk. And she's just like, and they make out. They make out. He is never going to get to know who this girl is, and it's giving me Victoria F energy. So Victoria F was on Pilot Pete's season. I really, truly think the only reason that Peter had her go all the way to Fantasy Suites is he wanted to sleep with her. That's it. I think that's the only real reason that she made it. And I think that's the only reason that we see Maria make it to Fantasy Suites. They missed the top 4 is for that. Because, like, they never talk. I do not know anything about this woman. I do not know what he knows about this woman. I think he's just like, she's hot. She's playing her advantages, though. She knows what's going to get her to the top. And you know what, girl? Like I said, it's a competition, so use what you got. Jess is still not in a great place after what happened during the daytime portion, and she is just crying, she's bawling, and she just does not feel good. She feels like so isolated, that all the girls are out to get her, and she pulls Jesse aside, or he pulls her aside, and she cries. And a part of me, maybe it's the negative person who hates her. No, I'm kidding. I don't know her. I have no reason to hate her. She was very hateable in the first episode. She's more likable. But there's just something about this that feels manipulative to me, and maybe those are my own issues. But again, she's also crying a lot. And Jesse, the supportive guy is just like, what's wrong? And this is where Jesse opens up about how she went through a lot in her past relationships, experienced a lot of infidelity, so much so that she like lost who she was, and she went the past 2 years. And this is definitely the kind of vulnerability that Jesse is looking for. He is really the kind of person who wants you to open up, cry, and let him in. You know what? That's important to him. That's important to him. It is a very good indicator of what's going to be successful or not. I just felt off. So obviously, though, Jesse does get the date rose here. I thought it was going to be Rachel personally, or maybe Maria, but Jesse did come out of here swinging on here. We finally get to our one-on-one date. In my opinion, they go on one of the best dates I've ever seen for a domestic US date. They go to this music festival called Beachlands, which I've never heard of. Apparently it's in California. I looked at the lineup for last year. Oh, also, this was filmed in May of last year and it's just now coming out. I didn't realize it was filmed so long ago. And Jesse's asking her questions about herself, and he actually chose her to go on that date because they talked about how their love of music, which is so nice that he remembered things about her when there were so many people that he met that he actually remembered, oh, hey, this would be a great date for Daisy because we both love and share music and be a real date that we probably would have gone on in real life. Adorable. She mentions to him that, oh, she used to work in tech sales, but now she's pivoting to start her own nonprofit that does something mystical. She doesn't think this is the right moment to tell him about her health and stuff. And to me, I think it's kind of like the best moment. But in retrospect, maybe she's worried that it'll be cut off quick, or that she won't have enough time to really explain and talk about it if they have to like leave the music festival earlier, which I get. So we do get to the night portion of the day, and then Daisy does open up about how she is deaf and recently just got her hearing because she has her implant. And the kicker that I did not realize is that she said that she was having seizures when she was younger and got way sicker than her other siblings. And she actually got diagnosed with Lyme disease and got treated in Germany, and that's how she became deaf. Because the only people I know of Lyme disease are, what, I think Selena Gomez said she had, no. They say that every celebrity that is like on drugs or something says they have Lyme disease, like Bella Hadid, like all the Hadids have Lyme disease and no one believes they have Lyme disease. I don't know where that conspiracy came from, but apparently people do get Lyme disease. And so she talked about all this, about how she didn't feel like comfortable telling him, and she was so concerned. And the moment that Jesse's fine with it, she's like, oh my gosh, I never thought. And like, maybe I believe too much in humanity, but like, who is going to be mean to you as an adult when you tell them that you can hear people? Maybe you might not be able to recognize who the voice is coming from, but you can hear. You have an implant that helps you hear. That they be mean or weird to you about it, or wouldn't like love you or like you. And so this makes me think that Daisy doesn't share this with people often, and it's an insecurity that she has, that she hasn't let people meet her where she is. Like, she doesn't give people the opportunity to be okay with it. Has she not seen Switched at Birth, which had multiple deaf characters? Seen the movie Coda? Like, people are very receptive. Like, being deaf, having a clear implant are not strange things. But I think it's more so like probably like her past health issues and her not being comfortable with that. Because Jesse's big question, which is the most important one, he's like, hey, do you have any current health issues? And she's like, oh no, I'm fine, I'm pretty healthy. He's like, okay, great. If you were telling me that you have consistent seizures and that's something I need to watch for, that you are deaf and only read lips, I might have to learn sign language, those are things I think someone would be more concerned about. He does give her a rose, of course. They kiss, it's cute, we move on. On the other group date, they do an obstacle course date. I am anti-obstacle course dates. I'm anti-physical activity dates because I do not know what they are supposed to show or teach us. They have two people who are on the other side of The Bachelor, Demi and Julie, and the first thing they do is have these girls drop and give them 20. If I go on The Bachelor and someone says drop and give me 20, my goal for 2022 was to be able to do 10 normal push-ups. I can do 10 normal push-ups. The other ones I would have to like drop to my knees. Why is that necessary? And then they finally split the women up into two different teams, as they usually do on these types of dates. And typically how it works is that the winning team gets to go to the night portion of the date. But no, because Bachelor is in their twist Survivor era. They make all the women go back and they say, actually, Jesse is only going to choose one woman to spend the night portion of the date with. He ultimately chooses Edwina, which I'm like not mad about. Like, I love Edwina.
I'm super excited.
And she opens up to him about that basically she feels like already responsible for her family and that she carries all this weight. And she starts crying and she was very vulnerable, and that's something that Jesse likes. And he like wipes up her tears, which I think is like so cute and so sweet. But it also made me think about how he didn't do that to Jazz. He also didn't do that to Lauren earlier. So I feel like Edwina is definitely a top 10 pick. We get back to the mansion hour with the cocktail hour. There's the stupidest drama I think I've ever seen where one of the girls overhears Marlena talking about how she feels so insecure because she's the oldest person there at 32.
Being the oldest made her feel some type of way, you know? But it was just like, I'm old too. So like,
And there's some she said stuff about how Maria was saying, okay, please, well, I'm old too, get over it. It was kind of like the sentiment. And so it's like, who started this?
Was there someone that had brought up something to Medina, me saying that I'm 29 and I'm old too?
Turns out it was Sydney, and Sydney overheard Maria say this to someone else with no context about what the dynamics were, what the actual conversation that was going on. She just overheard, I'm old too. So she immediately thought that Maria was being disrespectful or belittling Marlena. And Maria basically gathers everyone just to clear the air.
Beautiful, in and out, and Joey would never look at her and say, 31? Too old for me, baby.
You think Jesse would actually be like, oh, wow, you're 32 years old. I can never love you. She's like, he's literally not the type. So I don't know why I'd be stressing about that. And she's right. Again, why we're creating drama out of nothing. I feel like in any other season, this has been like just cut out because it's like literally not that important. Marlena does make this whole thing about how she wants to be able to pull Jesse aside to talk about it. Probably in dating, right? Most men want younger. A little fun fact in my dating apps, I put my oldest as 50. I get matches who are in their 40s, 50s. I'm like, why are you looking for people who are 28? They probably have it younger too. And I'm like, what's the purpose in that? What's the purpose? So I definitely relate to what Marlene is talking about in this situation. So I get that's something that she really feels. And I think it's valid that she feels that way. I just think this whole situation was way, way, way too blown out of proportion.
I just talked to him. It went so well. Oh, it went so great. And I'm like, I wanted to talk to him in the beginning. I still haven't. Now I'm just in a really pissed off mood.
We get back to Lauren, and Lauren is just going through it. She didn't talk to Jesse during the group date. She didn't talk to Jesse the whole entire cocktail hour, so much so that Jesse has to go find her again. He thinks he's just initially just wanting to go talk to her to see how she's doing and checking in. And Lauren's just like, yeah, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna leave. Like, this is just too much for me. I just can't do it. Josie is very shocked about this.
Is it good?
So I'm gonna go home. God, I'm gonna cry again. See, I'm so sick of crying. I never cry.
Okay.
And Jesse, the king that he is, literally apologizes to her. He's like, I'm so sorry that I made you feel this way or I wasn't supportive enough. He's basically, I wish I knew. I wish you had given me the opportunity to comfort you. Because I think if she had gone to him the very first group date and been like, hey, this is something I'm dealing with, it'd been a whole different thing. I also think part of her also probably thought he was growing closer with Allison, which he is. Self-eliminating is always so weird to me. Like, if you don't see something with the Bachelor, self-eliminate. Always self-eliminate. There's no point in like sitting around wasting anybody's time, wasting the Bachelor's time, wasting the other girl's time. Like, do it. But I think she's never gone to therapy. The way that she doesn't know how to self-regulate. A cake comes out. I do not know why a cake comes out, but like she's like, if this isn't red velvet, I'm gonna like be so upset. It's not red velvet. And then she ends up throwing the cake on the ground. Someone has to clean up that cake. Just not, just bothersome. We get to the rose ceremony and they only get rid of 3 women this period, which is fascinating. So we go from 22 to 19. So they did a big cut, a smaller cut. So I'm going to be about a longer season than normal, or they're going to do another massive cut next episode. And the eliminations are Erica, our salsa dancing girl that I never really saw them going to work. Marlena, I think I said Marlena earlier. I meant Medina, not Marlena. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about Marlena. I could not tell you. And then Taylor. Also have no idea who that girl is. And like I said, Lauren self-eliminates. All right, guys. That's the end of this episode. I'll see you same time next week to go about episode 3. And we are going to be entering Love is Blind season really soon, which I'm very, very excited for because that's like my main passion. I'm just trying out the Bachelor season. I don't think I'll ever do the Bachelor again. It's just too much content and I just don't know. I just don't, like, it's just very hard to form opinions about this kind of things too, because actually there's also spoilers out there. You can just go and like check. So whatever.